Touch. You got the touch. You got the power.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. This is DoctorSTARDIS coming to you with another video review. And in my Ironhide video, I asked you guys to tell me what other figure besides Ironhide do you think I was really looking forward to. And if you guessed PROWL, well, it probably wasn't that hard because there wasn't many other figures, but you guessed right. We're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Siege Deluxe Class PROWL. For the package, as you can see, he is part of that War for Cybertron trilogy. You got the Transformers text with the Generation logo. The side here, again, gorgeous image of PROWL with the secret text underneath in blacklight saying, I have no idea what, but there is the text right there. If you can translate it, go ahead and leave it in the comments. Sure, other people would like to know, but really that's about it. You got that little logo right down there, and it says PROWL. Other side has that really gorgeous art as well. Then you come around to the back, you can see that PROWL transforms from robot mode to vehicle mode in 14 steps. You can use his weapon with the different fire effects. You can use the Battle Masters with this figure, all that kind of stuff. Interchangeability is the key. You can have a lot of fun armoring these guys up. But for the packaging on this guy, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. Alright guys, so here we have PROWL open up out of its packaging and obviously in his vehicle mode. And if you guessed that this was the other figure that I was really looking forward to in this new wave, you were absolutely correct. This guy is terrific. As you can see, much like all of these Siege figures, he has a slightly Cybertronian look, which also kind of blends into how he looked in the cartoons. You can see he's a police car of sorts. You have the gun that you can put on here. The little light bar can also remove. We'll worry about that later on, but gorgeous looking vehicle mode. Very sleek, very stylish. One thing, I really love the way that this back section looks. That looks really cool. He does have these clear wheels. That might be the only part that I don't particularly like. I wish that the silver that they used for the rim area was used on the entire wheel. That probably would have looked much better. But you got the white, you got black, you got Cybertronian, I guess. Come around here to the front, you got that little up curl right here that PROWL had, both in his vehicle mode as well as his robot mode, which looks nice. Got a little accent of yellow on there. It would have been nice maybe if they put like a little silver paint on the inside of the headlight area. That would have been cool. Got an Autobot logo there, which looks nice. You can kind of see that you have another Autobot logo right there. It's a little bit hidden when you have the light bar there. That comes into play much more in his robot mode. But all in all, really cool, very sleek, very, very stylish. Obviously, this has already been announced to be repainted in a couple different sort of schemes. Obviously, the PROWL mold is kind of like the Seeker mold, but for Autobots. So you gotta believe we're gonna get a blue streak, we're gonna get a smoke screen. All sorts of other Autobots are probably gonna be repainted and maybe slightly remolded. You can even see like right here are the little hole sections where obviously like smoke screens, little shoulder cannons are gonna plug into. Now, I'm sorry, this is the only one for PROWL that I have for comparison, and you can see just how yellowed this has been over the years. I feel really bad that it's gotten to this point, but maybe this is one of the figures that I'll use in showing that de-yellowing sort of technique that I've discovered. This figure, though, I got as a early, I don't want to say sample because it came from like a Chinese seller, but some of the issues that I had were like the paint on here. Like this is really not very good paint. That was always kind of a problem, that they painted the clear side here, and that just came across bad. But you can see the yellowing is also really bad on it. But you can see that he is a bigger vehicle than the new one, a little bit wider as well, a little bit longer. You put that right there and you can see it is a little bit shorter, but the new scale works better, I think, with this guy. And just for Wave Made, because this is the only other one that I have in vehicle mode, here is Chromia. You can see that Chromia is a kind of longer, much more slender looking vehicle mode, but you get the idea. Now, transformation is insanely... Oh, one other thing that I want to talk about is, like, the wheels. Like, they don't... Like, you can see that side here, like, that's barely doing much of anything. I'm trying to... I feel like it should roll better, but it really doesn't. And this one, like, you have to really push to get that to rotate. That one is a little bit better. This side rolls fairly well. This, like, nothing. Like, you really have to push on that. So that kind of sucks, but hopefully that's just my figure. So for the transformation, again, really very simple. Come around here to the bottom. Take your fingers, kind of wedge this in here. Pull the hands out, and then extend that out like so. Do that on this side as well. Extend that out. You can then open these doors just like that. Come to these legs, you can extend these out like so, and then rotate him at the waist all the way around like that. You can split these, and then angle these to create the legs. You don't have to bring these all the way down, although you can, but in doing so, it then makes you have to put his legs all the way back like that. So don't bring that all the way down. That way you can keep the legs kind of straight. Then come to this section. You can take this, extend that all the way down, fold this piece up, and then take this piece and push this down and kind of hinge that away. And then this whole section will accordion down, and that little section right there will tuck in the back area where his head is. And then you can bring this whole section down, kind of push his head back. It gets a little bit caught right here in the front area, so push that all the way down, and then bring this little abdomen section down, clip that into place, and straighten out the little legs. These bits you can angle that back however you want to see fit. Rotate these arms, and then hinge them down thusly. Again, kind of straighten out those little lower sections so that you get his feet on the ground. And when you're done, there you have Prowl in his robot mode. And this guy is terrific. I mean, absolutely is. The robot mode here really does nail that look for Prowl. All the way down from the legs to the chest to the head to the wings. I mean, everything on here just screams Prowl. I absolutely love it. Now, for the comparisons, to get those kind of out of the way right up front, obviously here's a new guy, and I know the very yellowed original one, that's much taller than I thought, but you can see big difference here with these guys. But again, very similar sort of aesthetic. Obviously the legs have that kind of window sort of look. The chest has that front of the car look. The head looks good on both of them. The arms very much the same. You got the wings and everything. Obviously though, a big size difference here. But that's what you get when you talk about a figure that is now several years old. Coming in to take a closer look at the head, you can see absolutely gorgeous sculpt with that white helmet. You got the red crest right there, really nice silver for the face, and then you can see some blue eyes in there. Obviously, that chest section is basically just the front of the car, so that's going to be the same, but you do have that little black bit that comes up. You got that nice Autobot logo. Arms, really anything different. Yeah, you got the white section here. You got a little bit of extra yellow for the upper part of the bicep. You got a little bit more of that yellow down here in the waist area. Really nice molded in detail though. You can kind of see when I get the light in there, that looks absolutely terrific. One thing I'm noticing is you don't really get a lot of that battle damage sort of paint on here. I kind of wish that there was a little bit of a silver wash right here. You got a lot of silver here in the legs, which does look really good. I just wish maybe a little bit was put in there to kind of pull out some of those detail. But this is where I was showing that Autobot logo on the leg shows a little bit more because he's in his robot mode. You come around to the back. Now, obviously, he's got his wings. You can have them completely flat or you can angle them. They obviously look a lot better when you angle them. This little light bar here, you can leave. You don't actually have to do anything with it, but you can detach it, and you can come around here and you can put it on here. I think this looks a little bit ridiculous, honestly. You could put it like that if you want. You could put it like that if you want. I think it looks a little bit silly. The gun itself looks really very nice, has that nice classic sort of look to it. But this, I'm just going to leave this on this guy here. I just think that looks fine there. It does kind of stick out a little bit. kind of really far from the body, but it's not too bad. The overall look of him is really very, very impressive. Now, for his articulation, the head is on a little bit of a ball joint, so you get a little up and down and some left and right motion. The shoulders here rotate. You also do have a whole separate section here on the inside that allows you to hinge it out. So while you have the rotation at that entire bit, the actual outward motion is on an inner section. But you do still get that full range of motion. Rotates at the upper part of the bicep, bends here at the elbow. Wrists also rotate, which is nice. Nothing. Oh, I'm sorry, but I was going to say nothing at the waist, so that's ridiculous because he transforms. But you got that waist rotation. You got hips that move forward and back, in and out. You got some nice bends here at the knee, as obviously part of the transformation, so you can get him kicking. Nothing. Oh my goodness, I didn't even notice that. You do have massive ankle tilt. Holy cow, that's impressive. So I had no idea that was there. So in terms of a dynamic stance, you can get them spread all the way out like that with both feet on the ground, which is incredible. The ankles do, because it's part of this gimmick here, do move forward and back. But like I said, you do have to kind of keep it a little bit more angled down to get them standing straight. So kind of keep that like that, and you can keep that look going really nicely. Overall, gorgeous looking figure. Really, really is. I'm super impressed. It's such a simple transformation, but works so beautifully. It creates an absolute perfect looking robot mode, in my opinion. Now to go back, just lift this bit, and then you're going to kind of pull this away and keep his head there. Take this bit, tuck that up, then rotate that all the way down like so. Come around here to these legs, spin these around, then bring these up and collapse that. Bring the two halves together, and then this whole thing will accordion up and down thusly. Bring this back, kind of line that up there. This can be a little bit tricky to make sure you get all these lined up, but you got some little posts on the inside of the door that line up here. Just kind of move that around till you get one, and then give that a good squeeze, lock that into place. Do that on this side. Squeeze that in, lock that into place. These arms here, keep the fists straight. Rotate these, bring these out, and then tuck these up and under. So again, rotate that, bring these up, bring that in, boom. And that's it. There you have PROWL back in his vehicle mode. But another home run by Hasbro. I honestly do feel like I'm saying a lot of the same stuff over and over again when I'm reviewing these new Siege figures. There hasn't been much that I haven't been impressed with. And a lot of the stuff that I'm saying is just a repeat. I mean, obviously the vehicle modes on these are, you know, all stylized and Cybertronian looking, but still maintaining a solid homage to the original look form. And that's definitely the case here with PROWL. And I am really excited about the repaints. I know that we have gotten Smokescreen and I want to say Blue Streak at least shown to us. What else we could get, you know, is up for speculation, but I'm really looking forward to getting those figures as well. It has been years since Hasbro has come up with new versions of these characters that have made me want to replace those original classic figures. And this Siege line is nailing it. Transformation for PROWL here is ridiculously simple. It does take some of the same kind of cues that we got with like the Masterpiece PROWL, which is nice, but it is much more simple. But it is still a fairly satisfying transformation, especially when you get to a robot mode that also looks terrific. All in all, again, another terrific release. It just really, really is. The only thing that QC wise, like I said, the tires don't like rotating, but you know, it's not terrible. But this guy is great. and I cannot recommend him enough to you. So, all that being said, if this version of PROWL is a figure that you would like to add to your collection, he is hitting various retail locations right now. Or if you don't want to waste your time doing that, you can always go to Big Bad Toy Store. So for that, I'll put a link down in the video description where you'll go to BBTS and you can check out availability on this guy as well as the rest of the wide range of Transformer figures. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. Remember, if you like this video, I would really appreciate it, guys, if you can help out simply by hitting that little thumbs up button. That one small gesture really does go a long way towards helping me out, and I would really appreciate it. And a huge thank you if you made it all the way to the end of this review. Another way that you can really help support my channel is making sure that you watch a video all the way through. And if you did that, thank you. Also, I want to send a huge shout out to all of my patrons who, through their continued support, now more than ever, help to make reviews like this possible. And if you'd like to help out with that, feel free to check out my Patreon page at patreon.com/optibottomus. And finally, guys, remember, grow wise, grow strong, but never grow up. Thank you for watching and taking the time to be a kid.
You got the touch. You got the power. When all hell's breaking loose.